Welcome, welcome, welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. You know what to do, family. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. Let somebody know that we're on the air. Adjust this just a little bit. Welcome, 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 welcome to another Revolution Sunday with yours truly. What an honor and a privilege it is to be with you. Grand Rising to you, and you. Thank you so much for being here with us on today. Shalom to you as well, Pastor Janet Green. Blessings, Linda. Grand Rising to you as well, Hillary. We know what to do. We're sharing, tagging, sharing. And the way you can do that is within the social media platform you're watching. And you can also, of course, tag on Facebook and text the link to people to invite them in on today. Linda has shared. What a wonderful thing that is. Let's pray. Almighty, we're so thankful and grateful for this moment and this opportunity that has been granted to us. Thank you for your divine, unlimited guidance. We thank you as you assist us on this journey to evolve, to transform, and ascend. And your will is done in us, with us, and through us. We bless you. In Yeshua's name, power, and consciousness, it is so. And so it is. Thank you so much, everybody, for tagging and sharing. Let me know. I had to check my levels. Didn't do my pre-checks. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Please let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well on today. Thank y'all so much. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. I always like to remind you that despite whatever it is that you are experiencing, that you're dealing with in this particular life, I always like to remind you what Philippians 4 says to us, I can. And that is through the partnership and the connection with Yeshua, Mashiach. I can. The Christ mind, the Christ spirit, the Christ essence. We are in partnership with it. I can. I want you to type in the comment section as you're thinking about something that may appear to be oppositional. I want you to type in the comment section, I can. Come on, type it in the comment section. I can. Type it in the comment section. I can. That's it. Type that real quickly. I can. I can maneuver through it or around it. I can have dominion. I can regulate my thoughts and emotions. Yes, yes, yes. I can survive. I can heal. I can be made whole. I can keep my sanity. I can keep my composure. Yes, indeed. I can. I can. And speak it out loud. I can manifest healing and wholeness. Come on, type that in the comment section. I can. Yes, I can. You got to know that you can. You got to believe that you can. You got to accept that you can. You got to know that you 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 can. I 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 can. You can. Not only because of this partnership, but because of your divine design. The very origins of you is the essence and power of an unlimited spiritual being. You have existed before this iteration, and you will exist after you exit this present body. I am powerful. Own the power that worketh in you by typing in the comment section, I am powerful. Come on, type in the comment section, I am powerful. That's it. Type it in the comment section, I am powerful. Matter of fact, I want you to speak it out loud. Oh, I felt that, because there's parts of us that wants us to feel weak. There's the brain has sometimes been trained. The body has sometimes been trained. It takes over, as one neuroscientist says, for what the brain does, the body is doing in terms of releasing chemicals that drag us down, releasing chemicals that create negative emotions. And it's trying to tell us we can't in certain situations, or doom or gloom is there. But I want you to know that I am powerful. I am powerful enough to change things. I am powerful enough to alter situations and circumstances. I am powerful enough to master them. I am powerful enough to overcome any challenge. I am powerful. Come on, type that in the comment section. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. That's it. I am powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for owning the power and recognizing who and what you are. Don't forget to follow me at the various social media handles that you see at the bottom of the screen: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. We had 2 YouTube channels. We want you to do your best to find them and support them. You can find both of those channels at theaggreen.com. That's theaggreen.com. We're working on a new set of video announcements. When Hillary gets finished with them, we'll have it ready for you. But I want to remind you in this particular moment to make sure that you visit theaggreen.com. Now let me check in on y'all. What are you eating and sipping, and how are you feeling today? What are you eating and sipping, and how are you feeling today? What are you eating and sipping, and how are you feeling today? Just want to see what you're eating and sipping, and how are you feeling today? I had my organic coffee this morning. You should pick some up from my Live Good store. Just go to theaggreen.com, and there's a page on there for that. And it's got some, I got some French vanilla creamer mixed in there with it. Good stuff. So y'all talk to me. Tell me, what are you eating and sipping on? I also want to know how you're feeling. Tell me how you're feeling right now in this particular moment. Just let me know how you're feeling while you share with us what you're eating and sipping. So let's see here. Let's see. Resident Mystic Wesley Turk says, feeling great, sipping on water. Wonderful. And Brenda Harris says, sipping water and feeling wonderful. Awesomeness. Anybody else want to share what you're eating and sipping, and how you are feeling in the moment? What you're eating and sipping, and how you are feeling in the moment. Let's see. My Krista says she's got an omelet with coffee, feeling blessed. All right. Anyone else want to share what you're eating and sipping, and how you feel in the moment right now? What are you eating and sipping, and how are you feeling right now? Let's see. Hillary, here she go. I got she said hash brown, sausage, and eggs. Dr. Pepper, feeling rested and ready to conquer the day. Wonderful. Okay, that's another good one. All y'all got some good stuff up in here. Feeling blessed, drinking water. Wonderful. Let's see. Lemon water, apple cider vinegar, and some ginger. Good stuff. Feel amazing. All right. Oh, she wanted to add, she got a fruit bowl in there. She added a fruit bowl in there. Thank y'all so much. Let's see. Pastor Janet says, water, already had coffee. Wonderful. That's great. I appreciate you all so much for sharing what you're eating and sipping on today. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, I'm preparing to get into the presentation today, but again, I just want to remind you of a few things while it's on my screen. You see it, the scrolling ticker, patreon.com/AG Green. Now, I want to thank those who are going there. I'm just basically uh, putting my articles on Patreon page, and I'm noticing in the stats that there are more people, even the ones who don't comment, who are coming by and reading the last three articles that I put up. And remember, I'm going to build that page up. We're going to build that page up before the fall of this year to the point that I will be transitioning most of the stuff I'm doing on regular social media to our Patreon community. And so I'm giving y'all time enough to save up your 777 a month. That's super cheap for the lowest level. But I'm putting material and content on now that even the free members can see. And so I want to have deeper, more controversial, and I will have deeper, more controversial conversations and teachings with you on Patreon. So if you haven't joined, even as a free member, make sure you make your way over there. But the latest blog article is up about reality tunnels. I want to see who's read the latest blog article about reality tunnels. Who's led the who's read the latest blog article on reality tunnels? Real quickly, these articles privately, I'm receiving feedback as well as some feedback on the page. People seem to be really, really enjoying it. All right. Anybody read the last article? And if you haven't read it, guess what? You need to read it and you need to share it with somebody else. All right. Who's read it? And we're going to be in Mark chapter 5 and 25 for a little bit. All right. Let's see here. Resident Mystic Wesley Turk said he read some. Our resident therapist says yes, it intrigued him. All right. And Hillary said, missed it. Going to dive in after this. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Sounds good. And Linda said she read it. Awesome, 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 awesome. Krista says, I've read it. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So again, read it and take the a copy of a link for it. Put it on your Facebook, wherever it is you have a presence where it can be hyperlinked. I want people to be invited to this discussion. I want people to be invited to imbibe this information and so that it can stimulate, plant seeds, and create a harvest of awareness in people. All right. Thank you so much. And again, I want you to continue to visit that page, patreon.com/AG Green now. More and more content coming to that as well. All right. Don't forget, you get your spiritual aids at divinespeciesshop.com. That's divinespeciesshop.com. And as I mentioned before, the central hub, if you want to find out whatever is going on with us, the ministry, so forth and so on, I want you to know and I want you to understand that you can visit theaggreen.com. Theaggreen.com. I need to move it up. Theaggreen.com. That way you can stay connected to the latest of the latest of what's going on with us as it relates to what we're doing on these various social media platforms, any special things we have coming up, so forth and so on. Many of the announcements that I'm speaking about now, you can find that information on the aggreen.com page. All right, let's see. Make sure I got all my announcements in. I also want to thank those, I'm putting it up temporarily in the scrolling ticker, who give. I want you to understand that your giving enables me to continue to pay for things like this streaming service that I use, where I can stream to you simultaneously, along with other stuff that requires a monthly fee. When you give your donations, it's going to that. It's really not enough for me to be getting a salary from what's coming in now. One day that will change, but I manifest my income in other ways. So know that as you are supporting me, even when you send it to my direct cash app, I share it with AG Green Enterprises, which right now is the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the umbrella corporation that is sponsoring AG Green now. Eventually, I will form a new nonprofit. I'm, I'm gonna wait till the end of the year before we go on Patreon, and then we'll start supporting it, and then we'll step in and take over all of these functions. But right now, it's me and AG Green Enterprises that pays for the few $100s worth of bills right now that this platform requires to stream and do things at a high level, to make my thumbnails. There's memberships behind the scenes y'all don't know anything about that are required to produce a quality simulcast. So I thank you for your giving. Some of y'all know I don't press that here. Whenever you have the leading or the impetus or the guidance to give, it could be today, it could be on a Monday, a Friday, when that paycheck hit. It don't matter. Just remember, I'm laboring in love, and as you give your tangible items, you're showing me love in return. All right. Praise and gratitude alert. I want you to type it in the comment section real quickly what you are thankful and grateful for today. What are you thankful and grateful for today? Come on, let's see it. I want you to put at least one thing in the comment section that you are thankful and grateful for today. Real quickly, type it in the comment section. I'm telling you right now, I am thankful for abundant life. I am thankful for abundant life. Tell me real quickly, what are you thankful for today? What are you thankful for today? This is the Praise and Gratitude Alert. And we are in what did I call this? What did I call this, Pastor Cotton? Was it the gratitude challenge? I called it something. But we're going to do this, continue to do this on a daily basis. But I want to know. So we got a grateful mind, renewed mind, excuse me, a life. Okay. Anybody else? Let's see. Feeling refreshed, wonderful. Anything else you're grateful for today or thankful for today? Let's see here. Supernatural provision, wonderful, wonderful food on the table. Awesome, awesome. So I've been waking up every day. I've been waking up every day, practicing, being more intentional about practicing praise and gratitude. Receptive mind. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thankful and grateful for this moment to hear the truth. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Two new tires, she said last week at no charge. Look at that. Look at that. That's what she's grateful for. These are testimonies. That's a testimony right there. And everything you say you're grateful for is also a testimony. So I want you to understand the power, and I'm going to segue into what I'm going to teach. And let me see, let me pull up my text here today so I make sure that we start in the right place, because I don't intend to cover the whole text today. I'm going to continue to touch on the articles that I wrote. Uh, we're going to be in Mark 5 and 28 to all my assistants, Mark 5 and 28. Um, I was led by the Spirit to, and let me just be very transparent with you. And again, I'm learning some stuff, reading some deep dives from Dr. Joe Dispenza, is a very popular modern neuroscientist or scientist who's in the last 15 years, I guess I could say, has produced a lot of publications scientifically and, of course, through books. That's very empowering, showing us the spirit, uh, the field, the body, the psychosomatic connection, all the way down to the subatomic level. It's awesome. But I could tell that I'm learning that there's some things he's taught that's proven scientifically, how you've heard me touch on it. Your body can start acting like the brain. It can be trained. Let me give you an example. It can be trained to release chemicals to express misery. It first starts with being conditioned by the brain, sending those signals to the body. When we start trying to change this, we think we just have to change this, but we don't realize that when neurons fire together, they wire together, which means that that cluster of thoughts is now trapped in the cells in your whole body. That's when he says the body starts acting like the brain. So your mind could be trying to think something different, but your brain can also be conditioned to operate in a state of depression, toxicity, misery, so forth and so on. Well, I detected a couple of weeks ago that I was, having some internal struggles about some adjustments I needed to make in the situation. I want to say this to you, and I want you to hear me real clearly. Doing the right thing doesn't always feel good, but it's necessary. I'm going to say it again. Doing the right thing doesn't always feel good, but it's necessary. And sometimes when we're doing the right thing, morally speaking, and if you know me, and some of you all know me personally, I'm going to always choose from what I understand to be the right thing to do the right thing as it relates to handling people, situations, circumstances, whatever it is. I'm not shady. I'm not a fraud. Okay. Uh, I don't intentionally mistreat people. I'm not a manipulator. I'm not any of those things. Okay. And so I grew up with a great example of a man who lived a life. You can say what you want to say. You can disagree with my father as much as you wanted to. I tell people it was straight as an arrow. One thing he did was he lived an exemplary life in that he believed in what he preached. He literally believed, embodied that down to the core of being integrous. Well, sometimes they can trigger things in you. They can trigger your own insecurities. It can trigger pain, and you're thinking it's just in the mind, and you're wondering why your body is feeling off. Your mind is saying, "We can't think like this. We can't operate like this. We shouldn't feel like this. We got to stay on course." And your body is responding, appears to respond in opposition to the mind. And he's explaining that's because your body has now been trained to exist in certain states of being and considers over a- it considers, excuse me, after releasing these electrical signals, impulses, and of course over a long period of time it becomes conditioned to this what's called normal. So the spirit led me a couple weeks ago to start a praise and gratitude thing every day. I've done it before. Okay, I've done it daily before, but this time it was recommended to me, family, by the spirit as an antidote and as a prescription. So I get up every day now and I start out with at least 5 things. Sometimes I end up to 10 or 15 things. Sometimes some of y'all on that list that I am thankful for every day. It's a powerful way to set intentions and a powerful way to set the tone and pace for your day. Praise and thanksgiving. There are numerous studies scientifically to prove as well that it is beneficial to your state of being, your state of consciousness, your state of mind. But then, Pastor Janet, I was incredibly impressed when I ran across an article or a video last week of a very successful entrepreneur. And that entrepreneur named, I think it was 7 or 8 things that billionaires, many billionaires do every day. There was a checklist of things they do every morning. Do you realize that many of the billionaires that you and I have respect for because they've built these modern day empires, do you realize that many of them practice praise and gratitude in the morning? When I saw that on the list, I got to admit I was shocked. I was like, what? Every morning before they start their day, before they dive into their corporate business, they practice a list of things, 7 to 8 things consistently across the board. And one of the things on that list that was high on that list was praise and gratitude. Let me tell you, it will change you chemically. It will change you neurologically to be thankful, to wake up every day. So I write mine out in my manifestation journal and then I speak it out loud. All right. So I started this challenge last week. Is there anybody else who's still doing this every day with me? Let me see. And then I'm going to get into the teaching. We're going to be Mark 5 and 28. My assistants, Mark 5 and 28 is where we're going to be. No, not yes, Mark 5 and 28 is where we're going to be. Am I in this by myself? So I'm still doing it. I'm going to continue to do it. I asked you, I think, to do it for just a week. I have to continue to do this now as a part of my lifestyle. I can't pick it up and drop it anymore. And what what started happening to me is that again, I started rewiring my brain, in essence, rewiring my body. And I could, it's like one day I just felt the release, literally. It's like I was in the office taking a break from working, and literally it's like I could feel something. And there's something else I want to talk to y'all about too. It's a powerful thing. But anyway, it works. It works. Okay. Let's see who's with me. Okay. We got Brenda. She's still going. All right. A resident mystic, a resident, excuse me, therapist, Pastor Cotton. All right. Let's see here. All right. Very good. Thank you so much, Krista. Let's see. Hillary. All right. She's been doing it throughout the day. Wonderful. Wonderful. I want to encourage you to continue that. Incorporate it as a part of your lifestyle. Now, last but not least, can I say one more thing to y'all? Can I say one more thing to y'all? Can I say one more thing to y'all? Absolutely. Pastor Janet says it cancels complaining. It absolutely does. It cancels complaining, but and it also alters your focus. It changes your focus from always pinpointing the negative or the things that you interpret that make you feel miserable or sad, and gives you a more optimistic outlook on life. It literally opens you up more, in my opinion, to the spiritual and the divine to hear and receive answers and guidance. Can I tell y'all one more thing? Can I tell y'all one more thing that I did that was powerful? It's not in the teaching today, but can I just share something with you? I was watching something a couple of weeks ago that I tried, and I'm going to tell you, I have not been the same since. I'm going to offer it for you privately. I'm not going to do it publicly. I'm going to offer it for you privately in a private setting, uh, where you probably have to have a special link to get into it. Now you know that studies have shown that uh, trauma can be passed down generationally, and they first started with a group of white Jewish people and discovered that contained within the strands of DNA were was trauma going back to the Holocaust. And if I remember correctly from the article, I think they said it could go back from 6 to 10 generations. I have mentioned this before on the air. Okay. This is what I want to say that's powerful, that it's hard for me to save this powerful little nugget. So remember, there's also from a black psychologist perspective, she coined a phrase that's centered around uh, trauma that comes from racism, that she believes is transmissible genetically as well. The trauma from, so just as it was shown to have been discovered in the genes of the offspring of people who never even lived in the Holocaust, she also believes, some of y'all remember that term for uh, the genetic, it's the official psychological term she gave it for racism being passed genetically. If you don't mind, I can't recall right now. If you find it, put it in the chat, in the comment section. She was saying that racism. So the bottom line is that what's been discussed and what's being starting to be accepted is that all kinds of things, family, can be passed down to us genetically. Watch this. And epigenetics teaches us that stress, environment, our reactions, our thoughts can turn a gene on that's off. We can turn diseases on because of stress or we can turn diseases off with intention. This is going to lead me into that experiment that I shared with you all last week. So now here's what I want to say about that. Do you realize that if you come from a group of people, which many of us do, who were enslaved and had to deal with a scarcity mindset, had to deal with survival every day. This is what came to me like 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you, I tried something that I felt it leave my body. When this information came into my consciousness, that even that is transmissible genetically. This I realized I had some fears, although I had overcome and done a lot of inner work. I had some fears about survival. I had some fears about not having enough. I would just wake up, and even though I have ascended, this part of me would just start clawing at me. You got to do something. You got to do something. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is depleting. This is getting lower. Blah blah blah. We think it's because of the way society has shaped us to be, in that it is centered around a monetary system. Whereas if you don't have enough of the money or the currency, then you're going to live on the lower end of the spectrum and struggle. We think it's because of that, but in many cases, it's not just because of that. It's something that existed in the genes of your ancestor that was passed down to you. I want you to think about that. Let me go to Facebook because I don't see no likes. I can't tell if I'm getting any likes and hearts. So what I'm saying to you right now is, just as a small percentage of disease can be transmitted, just like trauma is believed to be transmitted, these other parts of our DNA that's in our DNA strand can also be transmitted genetically, including survival mechanism, survival mentality, fear of not having enough, fear of not being enough, fear of not being good enough. Are y'all catching this? Some of the time you thinking it's your struggles, but it's actually an expression of what's in your genes. Did you catch that? I'm gonna say it again. You think it's just you. I was thinking it was just me. I'm telling you, this would be like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I learned that there was something that I could do to turn that off in my genetic DNA code. I went through the practice. I'm telling you, the Almighty is my witness. I did it. I felt a presence. I felt a release, number one. And number two, it's like I felt a presence from God that moved me so powerful. Like I ain't been moved in years. I could literally feel that thing. It's like it left me when it was shut off. It's like it left me. And since then, some of some of that, I don't want to say primitive, but some of that ancient, those ancient thoughts, those ancient misgivings, those that ancient anxiety, that ancient depression, that ancient fear that I believed I received genetically, which my ancestors needed in this country just to make it. They lived under certain conditions that were encoded in their DNA. That stuff is transmissible, family. And I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. Am I making any sense to anybody? Talk back to me. Talk back to me in the comment section. Did what I just say make any sense? Did what I just say make any sense? Talk back to me. I don't see no likes and hearts here on Facebook. Did what I just say make any sense? And I have talked about this in brevity before, but I'm going to talk about it in more detail. Okay. Some of the stuff in terms of your behavior, family, it's not from your psychological experiences, it's from the experiences of your ancestors. It's from the experiences of your ancestors, and it is expressing itself, watch this, through your subconscious, from your genetic code into your subconscious and into your consciousness. I'm telling you this, when this video came up, I watched it from a respected teacher, and I was like, "What?" Because it was some of what I knew I was fighting in the moment. I said, "I'm gonna try this." I wrote down the prescription. I tried it, and let me tell you, I started speaking into all kinds of stuff. It's like it was amazing. It was amazing. I could feel it leave, and I could feel it, that gene just turn off, and it's like a freedom. I feel it now while I'm talking. A liberation came over me. A presence, a powerful presence was activated in me once I disconnected myself from a DNA standpoint, genetic standpoint, from those past experiences. Woo, my Lord. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Yeah, we're gonna get liberated here. Okay. All right. I just needed to share that. I just need to share that. Now, if by chance I don't remember to bring that up in the future, y'all gonna remind me to do some teaching on that, right? I want to break that down from a scientific, sociological, and psychological, and last but not least, spiritual standpoint. All right. We're at Mark 5:28. Because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. The King James Version says, for she said, if I may but touch his clothes, I shall be whole. Now, uh, Pastor Cotton is on. Pastor Cotton, what have I been calling this series? Do you remember what I've been calling this series? What have I been calling this series? I don't even have a name for it today. Okay. I've been talking to you about shifting reality from the blog series, and I want to continue my discussion with you today. And if you have not read that third blog, you should read it. The third blog is about reality tunnels. It's about reality tunnels. And it is a powerful, powerful, powerful uh, read, because everybody who's watching me right now is creating a life from a reality tunnel. I know, again, you've been conditioned to think that the Almighty is doing all this, and then some of y'all think that the devil is doing the rest of it. Not true. It's you. It's you and me. And that article talks about cognitive bias. It goes deeper, blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting into that today. That's not in the subject matter. I want you to read it, because probably this coming Wednesday, I took last Wednesday off, but this coming Wednesday, I'll probably start teaching from that blog. But I'm still on part two. Okay, on part two. And last but not least, I want to bring in that study that I shared with you all a week or so ago that Dr. Joe Dispenza mentioned in one of his books, that a very popular center uh, did. We look at the woman with the issue of blood here. They call her the woman with the issue of blood. And she said, if I may but touch his clothes. Okay, that's what she said. If I may but touch his clothes. Did I see the? I thought I put the NIV up there. Oh, here it is right here. NIV says, because she thought, if I just touch his clothes. I like how the NIV puts it, because you're not going to say it without thinking it. You're not going to say it without thinking it. I picked her out today. Okay, he said it's divine vision. So I don't know what part this is, 10, 11, or 12, divine vision. That's what I've been talking about. Let's see. Uh, might need to change the name here. I'll think about it. She thought, now, what's powerful about this that I discovered years ago is, because many times when you're reading these texts, number one, I want you to know some of the stuff you're thinking is in chronological order in the text is not. Number two, there's a large presupposition sometimes when we are reading things, that it's happening a certain way in terms of time or a timeline that it's not. That in that Hebrew language that describes her saying within herself, or as NIV says, thought within herself, has a component in its definition that meant that she continually said or thought within herself. When you read it from the text, it looks like she heard he was coming to town. She immediately went over and said on her way over, "If I can just but touch the hem of his garment, I shall be made whole." And it happened. No, it's describing something she practiced continuously, over and over and over again. Now, this is relevant for our discussion today because what we've learned from quantum mechanics in terms of the observer effect is that a wave a wave is considered to be in what's called superposition before it is observed, before intention is attached to it, and it, quote unquote, what they the terminology they use is collapses into a particle or collapses into another reality. Now, again, I this experiment is explained in the article. So, in quantum mechanics, a particle such as an electron or photon exists in a state of superposition. That is, it exists in all possible states at once until it's measured. All possible states at once until it's measured. The mathematical description of this is called the wave function, the wave function, a probability map of all the possible outcomes. So what happens is that when you observe the system, the wave function collapses into a single concrete reality. Now let's discuss that. While it is in superposition, it has infinite potential. Infinite potential. I'm going to say it again. While it is in superposition, the electrons or protons are in superposition in this that make up the atom. Remember, and these atoms make up molecules, and these molecules make up cells, and these cells make up what we know as physical matter. We're all made of them. Before it is observed, it's in this superposition where, family, it is anything and everything. I'm going to say it again. Where it is anything and everything. It has not yet been collapsed into concrete reality, and considered collapse to be more of a transducing. I think I used the correct word for that. Might be another word. More of a conversion from infinite possibilities in a purely energetic form to one thing in a particle, physical, tangible form. This is when they began to realize, and all kinds of theories start springing forth from this, that the very world that you and I are generating every day is responding to our observation and responding to our intention. Because in that experiment, while it wasn't being observed, it did something different. And while it was being observed, those particles did something different, or in something that's in line with what they expected, what the scientists expected it to do. And that's when the scientists start realizing it changed based on our intention, what we thought when we put that device in there to observe it to see if it's doing what we think it's going to do. It wasn't acting like that before, but once it noticed it was being observed, it started acting in alignment with what the scientists thought in terms of its function as to how it should operate. I, I know some of this stuff I'm saying is controversial because y'all quoting all kinds of texts, and I get it because I used to quote it. I just think that there's many misunderstandings about who and what you are. Some people honestly think they're not powerful until they repent of their sins. They think they're not powerful until they have a Holy Ghost experience. This these universal laws, family, are not categorized. They're not for one category of people and not for other categories of people. This is what I want y'all to see. They don't just work for one species and not work for another species. They don't just work for one religious group and not work for another religious group. They don't just work for one ethnicity and not work for another ethnicity. These scientific, universal, and spiritual laws and principles, family, work for everybody. I'm trying to get you to get out of take your religious hat off and put on your analytical hat. Put on your analytical brain, put on your analytical mind, and open yourself up and pay more attention to how God has actually designed you to be. Now, this woman partnered with the Christ because, hear me, she created an intention. She had to operate in faith. I believe that, watch this, that faith exists, that you and I exist as energy when we exercise faith. We are in superposition. It does not collapse into what we want it to be yet until we give it intention, until we observe it and attach an intention to it. Now, how many of y'all remember that experiment I shared last week from Dr. Joseph Dispenza's book when he said they had three categories of people who have been trained in heart health coherence, who held DNA in their hands and then just expressed joy and happiness. Okay. The DNA didn't change. But the second group out of all three groups that had joy, happiness, they were excited, they were happy, they were thankful, and they had the intention of changing the DNA. Out of all three groups, it said 25% of the DNA unraveled and the other percentage changed. Why? Because in addition to the emotional energy they exerted, they had intention as to the impact they desired to have on the DNA that they were holding in their hands. It had all been altered in some way, some unraveled, I believe, others changed shape, but the DNA was impacted by the second group because they had heart coherence in terms of gratitude, thankfulness, joy, peace. In addition, they added intention as to what they wanted to happen, and it happened. Hear me real clearly. This woman with the issue of blood didn't know about these principles. Who knew about quantum mechanics then? It was all just interpreted through a mythopoeic spiritual lens back then. Because in many respects, at least in that generation, don't get me wrong, there are advanced generations before that. That's a whole nother discussion. This generation that we're reading about wasn't advanced enough to understand these laws and principles. But the mystics knew that there was a dimension beyond the physical that we could access. And they also knew there were dimensions within themselves that we could access. I'm sharing this teaching with you because I want you to start every day being cognizant and have an understanding of how powerful you are, of how powerful you design yourself to be, how you've been designed to be. And as to on a daily basis, how you are observing things, adding an intention to it, and it's showing up in your world. I want you to type this in the comment section. Everyone is a collection of memories. Type that in the comment section. Everyone is a collection of memories. Everyone is a collection of memories. Please type that in the comment section. Everyone is a collection of memories. Can I put a quote up from a guy I know? I'm gonna put a quote up from a guy I know. Type that in the comment section. Everyone is a collection of memories. And again, as I say often, at some point in time, I'll do some more teaching on this. The greatest battles are fought not with swords, but with thoughts. The mind is both a battlefield and a wound. What you allow in will be born in your life. End quote. Put the name on the guy who said that in the comment section. Put the name on the guy who said that in the comment section. Thoughts. Mm. The biggest battles are created and manifested by and with thoughts. Now, check this out. Understanding that we are a collection of memories is important, family. Because number one, remember I told you about that other experiment that showed that the front portion of the brain is making decisions before the brain can even interpret what the organs, the electrical impulses of the eyes, before it even interprets it, it's already suggested what it is. The reason why this is so powerful is because if you don't know you're doing something, how can you change it? I'm going to say it again. If you don't know you're doing something, how can you change it? So, what we're doing every day is watch this. We are creating a life from memories. I want you to type it in the comment section. I am creating a reality from memories. Type that in the comment section, or you can just do plural memory. I am creating a reality from memory or memories. Type that in the comment section for me. So I'll give you an example. How did you know how to find me online today? Somebody type in the comment section real quickly. How do you know how to find me online today? How did you know how to find me online today? How did you know? Talk to me. How did you know how to find me online today? I want to hear somebody's. It's easy. How did you know how to find me online today? hmm I'm waiting on somebody to answer. But how did you know how to find me online today? Thank you. You knew from memory. You knew that I come on at this particular time. Watch this. You also knew how to operate whatever device you're watching me on from what? From memory. You knew from memory how to turn your phone on. You knew from memory how to go to Facebook or YouTube. You knew from memory how to turn your sound up and down. We got subconscious programming. Some call it also, some believe in an unconscious. That's the powerful, more creative side of you that they believe controls the conscious mind, the conscious side of you. But you and I are drawing from memories. So every day, people show up in the world, watch this, with a memory of failure, what they believe to be failure and success. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What happens when people start feeling certain things in their bodies? I want to see what you're going to say. Tell me what happens when people start feeling certain things in their body. What do people typically do or think when they start feeling a pain, an ache, or something like that in their body? Real quickly respond. I want to see your response. What do people do? What do people typically do when they start feeling a certain ache or a certain pain in their body? Talk back to me. I want to see your responses real quick in the comment section on both platforms. I want to see what you're going to say. I want you to understand and I want you to recognize, okay, some folks do complain. That's true. What else do people do? What else do people do? What else do people do? Here we go. They're associated with the reason it's been before. There we go. That's the answer I'm looking for in this case, because the first answer was correct. We do complain, which we shouldn't do that. Although there's nothing wrong with sharing how you're feeling with people. There's nothing wrong with that. But oh, that feel like, watch this, that feel like the flu. Oh, feel like I'm coming down with something. Oh, feel like I'm about to be sick. You know why? The body has a memory. The mind has a memory. And the mind automatically, family, will diagnose itself. It will tell you what you have. Now, listen to this. Have you ever thought it was one thing and you went to the doctor and got yourself checked out and you realized it was another thing? That's a powerful thing. What I want you to understand is that if you think long enough that you have a situation going on in your life or in your body, don't be surprised when it shows up just the way you said it, just the way you believed it. So you and I show up every day in life with memory, and we're operating from memory. This is what's amazing. We're experiencing things in our world. And just to be honest, most of the stuff we're seeing is repeatable. It's been repeated. Excuse me. It's been repeated. The way people treat you has been repeated. The way folks drive has been repeated. The stuff you're watching on TV and in the movies has been repeated. Sometimes relationship things have been repeated. Your transportation is repeated. The way you feel about yourself and see yourself is repeated. The way you see your God, your supreme being, the one you worship, is being repeated. It's all on repeat. It's all repetitious. It's all over. Do you are you starting to connect with what I'm saying? How can you have something different operate in your life when you are consciously and subconsciously thinking the same things the same way and creating or thinking and creating or creating by thinking the same expected outcomes? So you applied to get credit. You knew your credit wasn't the best and you didn't get the car because there's a part of you that said my credit is terrible and they're not going to approve me. Why do you expect any? Your memory says there's a history of credit here. Your memory said this system is credit based. Your memory said your credit score is terrible. Don't expect to receive good stuff. Then, when good stuff doesn't happen, why are you blaming it on the devil? He did, the devil just blocked it. No, you blocked it. You put your faith in observation mode. You gave it an intention. The intention you gave it was, I really want this, but I can't get this because I don't have good enough credit to get it. Hear me. Thank God for other people sometime who partner with you, or the compassion of God when things happen outside of the scope of our core beliefs. Because again, we're showing up in the world based on memory, and don't understand that we are recreating our experiences because of memory. Come on here, somebody. This is why what I love about this woman, she decided to overwrite her memory. She had exhausted all of her living. She had been through the ringer, as we should say. She had seen doctor after doctor with no success. Hear me. Let me share something with you. Neural pathways are formed, neurons that fire together, wire together, and you have to learn how to overcome pain. You have to learn how to overcome anguish. You have to learn how to overcome torment. You have to learn how to overcome past failure like this woman did. And the way you're going to do it is to change your memory. The way you're going to do it is to neutralize those bad memories. The way you're going to do it is to confront those thoughts that exist as memory and create a new outcome. Watch this, a new observation. Why is this relevant? Because your memories, family, pull out a set of lenses that see the situation turning out the same way it turned out before. And even though you're trying to have faith, that subconscious is saying, but no, this not what we really believe about this. I'm expecting that it's going to blow up. I'm expecting it's not going to work. I'm expecting that it's going to fall apart. But I'm believing that this new me, these new thoughts, yes, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. But your subconscious said, but you've been training us for years that it's not done. You've been training me for many years the subconscious is saying, you've been training me for many years that we're always going to be broke, busted, and discussed, and people will never want me, and you will always be overlooked and mistreated and set to the side and not respected, and you're never going to have everything you want, or whatever you get what you want, it will never stay with you long. This is what you've been teaching us. That's what you train us. You train us to live in this kind of pain. So I'm not believing you, conscious mind. I'm not believing you right now, because we have observed and collapsed into a reality, misery and pain for so long. I just don't think that this is, you really want to change from this. This is what that deeper part of you is saying. My goodness, I wish I had more likes and hearts here. Mm, mm, mm. Wish I had more likes and hearts here. Matthew 21:22. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. The Upanishads says, as is the thought, so is the feeling, as is the feeling, so is the action, as is the action, so is the result. And guess what? We have to understand that our observation and intention recreates the same relationships. Our observation and intention recreates the same finances. Our observation and intention recreates the same health conditions. Our observation and intentions recreates the same opportunities you encounter every day. These things are collapsed outcomes. Watch this, from the infinite possibilities available to you. I want y'all to hear me. I want you to type it in the comment section. Type this in the comment section. I need to stop claiming conditions. Type that in the comment section. I need to stop claiming conditions. Type that in the comment section. I need to stop claiming conditions. I need to stop claiming conditions. Let me see it come up in the comment section. I need to stop claiming conditions. And let me tell you what has happened. Let us tell you what has happened in the scientific community. Epigenetics, that study that I told you about, taught us that you no longer just have to accept that you have a disease because of your genetics. I want you to hear me. You no longer have to say, I have a disease because of genetics. It has been proven now, as I shared with you before, through the study of epigenetics, they had to totally redo their hypothesis or redo uh, their interpretation of facts from previous things because they honestly thought that once you were born with a set of genes, whatever's in those genes, that's what you had to live with, and you got it all from your genes. And they start realizing through epigenetics experiments that genes could be turned on and off. And they also start realizing that there's really a small percentage of diseases that are hereditary. They're hereditary. Now look at this, look at this. There are multifactorial, what they call multifactorial diseases. 70 to 90% of common diseases. These involve multiple genes, not just one gene, and environmental factors. This is what they used to didn't factor in before. Now your environment is a factor. It says genetics may raise your risk. Watch this. But lifestyle, diet, stress, infections, and exposures to toxin often determine whether the disease actually develops. They got a list of diseases. Again, from lifestyle, diet, stress, infection, and and exposure to toxins. Heart disease, not necessarily genetic. These things I just named: type 2 diabetes, cancer, depression, autoimmune disorders, Alzheimer's disease. Did you catch that? Why did I say this? Because our thinking is creating these diseases in our bodies. This has been said for at least the last 100 years in this country alone by certain doctors and psychologists who were ahead of their time. I've read books from the 50s and 60s where well-known psychologists are saying the same thing that some of our new people, people in our generation are saying today. Why is this important? Because again, if you decide that you're supposed to have something, you may not have had it before, but you will collapse it into a physical structure or a physical reality in your body because you claimed it. You claim that it's yours. I'm not saying you're not feeling any pain. I'm not saying this, that, and the other is not going on in your body. But as long as you continue to operate in this principle as a powerful spirit being, then you have the ability to move it from potential into a single construct of reality for you. And before you know it, your numbers will have gone from good. But because you expected that you're going to have this because mama and daddy had it, 10, 15 years later, you're like, yep, I got it because I got it from mama and daddy. No, you might have got it from environmental factors, which scientists are saying is the main reason why these diseases are surfacing in our bodies, not genetics. I want you to, I got to ask a question. Why is it so difficult for people to embrace this knowledge when it's being taught, even by a medical community now? Is it because people have been so conditioned that I gotta have something? I gotta be something. I gotta struggle with something. I gotta do something this way or that way because it was done before, because it was performed like this before, because this is just the way it is. So it's got to be the same way with me. Why? And why do you think that God created a body that heals itself? That means you don't have to whine and pray and beg for supernatural healing. It exists already inside of you. You just need to learn in partnership with God how to turn it on, how to activate it, how to release it, how to allow it to work in your life. My God, am I making any sense to anybody today? Talk back to me. Talk back to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want us to stop claiming conditions and start changing conditions. What did I just say? I want you to stop claiming conditions and start changing conditions. Mhm. Stop claiming and start changing. Yeah. If you're going to change your life, what you observe inwardly, which is thinking, imagining, and feeling, has to change. You literally sometimes have to start programming yourself to feel differently. For example, when you know that you're doing something right, family, when you know you're doing something right and it feels bad, you got to start programming your body to say, "Hey, hey, no, we're going to feel better here. I'm not going to let this feeling, yeah, I don't like it, and I'm not going to let you move me with this chemical release that creates these emotions to drag me down because I'm doing what's right to do." Am I making any sense? You cannot allow emotions to control you. Emotions will make you not help yourself. Emotions will cause you not to help other people when you should be helping them. Emotions will sabotage relationships. And you can know in your logical brain that it's wrong, but your body will make you feel like it's right. Catch what I'm saying today. And in those moments, you have to intentionally send a flood of good feeling through you. Come on here, somebody. Change the channel, change the frequency. I want you to type it in the comment section. I got to learn how to change the frequency. Hallelujah. Come on, type it in the comment section. I got to learn how to change the frequency. Hey, felt that one. You and I must learn how to change the frequency. When you change the frequency, you're changed. That means your consciousness has changed. That means your perspective on the situation has changed. When you change the frequency, that means your body starts reacting differently. Come on now, somebody. I'm learning and have learned and continue to learn every day how to change the frequency. There was a time I'd sit in the funk, the FUNK, of a negative, weird, strange emotion. I don't do it anymore because I can't allow it to hijack my moments, hijack my day with loved ones or things I got to accomplish. Now I can't do nothing for the rest of the day because my emotions, my body is releasing these chemicals that's telling me you through being productive today, you through showing love today, you through excelling today. No, hear me. My observation is going to collapse it into a different reality. I'm going to collapse it into a reality to do what I needed to do, what I believe it to do on behalf of my good. Check this out. You are collapsing a universe with every thought and every look. You are collapsing a universe with every thought and every look. So, family, collapse it by faith with intention into the reality you desire for it to be. And the woman with the issue of blood, this is exactly what she did. Exactly what she did. She chose not to focus on illness. She chose not to focus on a depleting financial situation. She chose not to focus on fear, but she focused on abundance. She focused on wellness. She focused on harmony. She focused on courage. Come on now. She focused on faith. She focused on miracles. She focused on signs and wonders. And she said, I'm accessing it through Yeshua. But what she didn't understand is that the principle is you become what you believe, like Yeshua told the blind man, according to your faith, translated message translation, become what you believe, different translation, become what you believe. She didn't understand that she had already become what she believed. She just needed to connect with Yeshua because that is the way she set it up for it to be activated in her to the extent, again, he didn't even know she was in the crowd. He just knew somebody pulled something from him. Well, how did she pull something from him? Because she had already assumed the state of healing and wholeness. She had already assumed the identity of a healed woman, a physically restored person. Hey, she had already collapsed a reality from one of memory, watch this, that was painful, where she experienced probably forms of feeling like an outcast and estranged because she bled all the time and could not be in public. I need you to hear me. This is historical information that caused her ramifications because of the condition that she had. But hear me, she decided, no, I'm focusing my thoughts, I'm focusing my speech. I'm going to align them together and I'm setting up my own miracle. Now, I'm not asking nobody else's permission. I want you to understand you don't need anybody else's permission to manifest a miracle. You don't need anybody else's permission to create your reality. I need you to catch what I'm saying. You are powerful enough and have divine permission to be you. Mm, mm. This is good teaching, whether y'all like it or not, whether y'all embrace it or not. I need y'all to catch what I'm saying. This is good teaching. I need you to catch right now what I'm saying to you. Understand what I am speaking into your life today. You can make it complicated if you want to. If you make it complicated, then you're going to pollute the process. Or you can just do like this woman and make up in your mind that I am establishing right now in myself, just like on the subatomic level, as a spiritual, energetic being, I am going to continue to create and allow the things in my life that I desire. So I'm going to choose to focus intention. Watch this. Instead of noticing, watch this, I said this in the article, I have little money. Notice I'm surrounded by signs of prosperity. Then you've got to feel it. God has said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You got to embody it, and then you got to release and trust it. Ooh, come on, I feel this, I feel this, I sense this. You don't micromanage it. You don't stand over it and look at it and say, is it happening yet? Is it happening? No, it already happened. Just like in this woman who said within herself and said to herself, it had already happened. That's the music. Can you hear me now? For some reason, when I start playing that music, I noticed in the replays it acts different. Can you hear me now? I need to cut that. Can you hear me now? I took the music out. I'm getting ready to pray, and then I'm going to release you today. I need to stop right there where I am right now. But I'm saying to you, you've got to have a mind and a heart that that is focused on victory, that is focused on producing with God an abundant life, a life of happiness, a life of pleasure, a life of success, a life of ministry, a life of giving, a life of love. You get to choose that. And it's going to be new for many that you have to be intentional about, but you got to be intentional. There's a character now. They weren't around when I was young. I'm trying to think when they first started coming on. I think I was grown. Yes, I was grown, but I still watch animated things today. There's a favorite cartoon, one of my favorite cartoons. There's a couple of them. I love the Animaniacs. They weren't around when I was a child. Absolutely a throwback to the old cartoons, insanely funny. And Pinky and the Brain. Anybody know about Pinky and the Brain? Anybody know about Pinky and the Brain? That's what I love about Pinky. He was a genius, a mishap in a lab experiment. He got the brains, but he had one singular focus every day. And Pinky would ask him, the brain, every day. He would say, "What you gonna do tonight?" The brain would say, the same thing we do every night. And Pinky would say, "Try to take over the world." Let me tell you something, family. Let me tell you something. Every day before you go to bed, you're ordering your thoughts, you're planting things into your subconscious. And when you wake up in the morning and you go throughout your paces, your gratitude, so forth and so on, you got to have focus for the day. You got to have some things that you are set out to accomplish that particular day. Now, Pinky was funny, and sometimes he would almost carry out his wishes. But listen, I ain't mad at him for wanting to take over the world. Our definition of taking over the world is different than him. It means we are ruling our world. It means we are excelling. It means that we are winning. It means that great things are happening on our behalf. I got to ask you the question, what are you thinking about doing every day? And have you organized your thoughts consistently to have missions to accomplish, goals to focus on that you can collapse by your faith into concrete reality? The moment you become more serious and consistent in doing this is when you're going to be able to check off the things that start systematically because of you. They're going to start systematically showing up in your world. And Almighty, I thank you for those who are watching me. They are blessed. They might be flexed, but they are blessed. They might feel stretched, but they are blessed and empowered. They're guided by you, which is the best. Thank you. Let their vision expand. Let their focus be intentional, and let their focus be filled with things that's going to expand the quality of their lives, the richness of their lives. Glory. In my faith, I know that this is done. Yeshua's name. It is so. So it is. Tell me, family, how y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling today? I want you to impact your reality. I want you to impact your world. I want you to understand that you are having a major impact right now with your faith, with your thinking as to what's happening in your physical construct, your physical world. According to your faith, she said within herself, I may but touch the hem of his garment, radiating faith, radiating faith, sending out frequencies, alignment with divine energies, divine God, that collapsed the reality and brought her into wholeness and brought her into completeness. Oh my goodness. What a powerful, 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 powerful thing it is to own your power. And if you go back to post number 2, it gives you exercises, soul practice that you can use every day. Morning calibration, daily observation, evening reflection. Listen, these are these are actionable steps. I don't ever just like to talk and I give you steps. These are actionable steps in blog 2 that if you use consistently every day, you're going to see powerful change. I look forward to when we get on the Patreon platform. Some of y'all that's in this audience today, you're going to learn meditation and teach it. I'm going to release you on the platform. We're going to have morning connections in Patreon. Somebody will be in charge of logging on for maybe 30 minutes. You can log in and do your exercising, your breathing techniques, just help you calibrate your morning and help you calibrate your day. Let's see, your response is feeling impacted. Thank you so much. Feeling empowered. Thank you. Wonderful message. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so dearly. Now I'm going to put the giving opportunity up on the screen for those who can give. You can give now, and we've got consistent givers. You know exactly what to do and how to do it. And I appreciate all of your love and all of your support. And I will continue to be flowing in this vein of teaching. Is this enlightening teaching for you? Is this helping you get more of an understanding? Thank you for the likes and hearts I see on Facebook. Talk back to me. Is this helping you gain more of an understanding about yourself? Talk back to me. I want to hear your reactions real quickly. I want to see your reactions real quickly. I've seen some of them. You're impacted and feeling empowered. Awesome. That's what I want. Is it helping you gain understanding? Hallelujah. Talk back to me. Okay, let's see. All right, thank you so much. Yes, 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 yes. Awesomeness, awesomeness. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your feedback. That's $ AG Green or $ AG Green Enterprises. Or you can just go to theaggreen.com and all of the ways that you can give on that website. Thank you. Understanding and application. That's right. Apply things. Apply things. Let me say something. The hallmark of one of the motifs or hallmarks or signs of good teaching is when you can apply it. And I'm encouraging you, family, please. Let me say this and I'm going to release you. When you know something is resonating with you, you heard the teaching today, and just like I mentioned in on the blog, this is blog number 2. All of them had action steps at the end. but uh, I am communicating with you from the highest levels, from the highest dimension of love when I say this. Apply it. The hallmark of good teaching is when you can hear something and apply it and see change in your life. When I'm listening to people and there's something I know is resonating with me, God, the creator, source, and sustainer, or my spirit self within me is saying, I guided you here. Just like that teaching I told you about, releasing the connections to the negative side of DNA for my ancestors. I knew that was for me because I had already been contemplating these thoughts for months, several months. And in that moment, I knew I needed to apply that. You can apply everything that people teach. But I'm saying if you're going to seek change, fam, you got to be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. You got to be a active participant in your own evolution, transformation, and ascension. And that's going to happen because you are actually applying consistently, persistent what you are hearing. And you're starting out with the application process, knowing that it's working for me. It's working for my good. I'm not going to sabotage it and say, oh, I don't know if this will work for me. No, I am expecting my observation to collapse into a reality where it's going to grow me, empower me, enlighten me, strengthen me. Hmm. Be willing to apply teaching whenever you hear it. All right. Put the giving opportunities, donation one more time. And again, I thank all of you all for your time, your support, and your generous, your wonderful, loving gifts that you give from the bottom of your heart. Continue to do that. Continue to pray for me. Continue to meditate on behalf of this platform, this teaching, and the things that we are releasing into the world. You are my partner. You are connected to me, and I love you dearly. Right? Now I'm going to release you with the shalom blessing. And I don't know why, but I'm going to have to figure out uh, whenever I play a track why the sound changes. So I won't play this music, but I'm going to release you with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing and nothing broken. I am powerful, and you are powerful. And remember, your thoughts, your images, and your feelings are creating your reality. Love you. See you in a couple of days.